Get ready to explore the world as we set sail for places far off the beaten path in this exciting Adventures in Travel presentation. Visit some of the most fascinating destinations in the world and take part in activities that are far beyond the ordinary tourist routine. You'll be thrilled as we bike, sail, dive, trek, and climb to really experience the world and its cultures. For an unparalleled vacation, let's join our Passport to Adventure hosts, Julie Conover and Mark Jennings.
Hi, and welcome to Passport to Adventure. I'm Mark Jennings.
And I'm Julie Conover. Costa Rica is an exotic amusement park designed by Mother Nature herself.
Getting a bird's eye view of this jungled canopy is just one of the many adventurous things you can do here.
In this episode, we'll explore Costa Rica's rainforests and rivers from top to bottom. Kayakers and river rafters have been flocking to Costa Rica from all over the globe.
They've been drawn here by the scenic beauty and the challenging whitewater, which ranks among the world's best.
We'll take you to the ultimate jungle paradise and let your spirit run free.
The tiny country of Costa Rica offers some of the most incredible natural diversity in the world.
In a matter of minutes, you can ascend from tropical rainforests to peaks that reach over 13,000 feet.
Hang on for a discovery of the life and people of Costa Rica, next on Passport to Adventure.
The geographically diverse country of Costa Rica lies in the heart of Central America and is completely within the tropics. The climate is ideally suited to many exotic plants, including over 1,000 varieties of orchids.
Costa Rica's traditional exports include coffee, bananas, beef, and sugarcane. The country is famous for its natural beauty and friendly people.
This is the town of Salcero. Special about it, the beautiful park. From the beginning, church has been the meeting place. Religion has always had a tremendous influence in the government. Catholic is the official religion. When they started the town, it was a church, a plaza or soccer field in front for the meetings and the church, government together, and whatever else around it.
Costa Rica is filled with smoking giants, and if you're lucky, you may even catch an eruption of Arenal.
The heat from this active volcano creates relaxing thermal springs.
Just outside of Manuel Antonio is the Rainmaker Mountain Natural Reserve.
This is just one of the many incredible projects dedicated to saving Costa Rica's rainforests.
Rainmaker Mountain gets its name from all the plant life and vegetation here. Actually creates the humidity and the rain. So the rain is created off the mountain. It's not from clouds off from the ocean or on the other side of the mountain.
Here, bridges, suspended 300 feet above the ground, allow adventurers to explore the jungle's canopy.
Nothing is holding this bridge in except the tree itself by cables. There's nothing damaging this tree anywhere. The thing is strong. It's really strong, okay? The bridge where we're about to go out on is under construction, and not all of the safety netting is around it. Actually, there's no netting on it. And so what we're wearing is, this is rock climbing equipment so that nobody falls off the bridge while we're out there walking around. You're right, but you got to reach under here first. Yeah, you got it. The project is to preserve this part of the rainforest. We have 5,000 acres here. The area is actually what we call a land bridge for animals. For example, if all the monkeys and animals in Manuel Antonio could not migrate, they would basically have genetic problems down the road from not being able to migrate and have a bigger gene pool. And we need the trees to help clean the air, so that's an important aspect of this project. The cows, in my estimation, are the biggest source of danger to the rainforest here in Costa Rica. The people are cutting it down so they can have grazing land to sell cattle. The solution is what is known as sustainable development. You've got to come up with something for these people to earn money other than cutting down the rainforest, selling wood, and having grazing land.
Julie, you're fearless. I love it.
And we've actually built one trail over there for the people who come up here who don't feel comfortable. And we call it the white knuckle trail. So the people who come up here and freak out, and then they can walk down the other trail.
Tim showed us where the loofah comes from, a product many of you have probably used in your shower.
This is a sustainable development project. In other words, the people here now, instead of cutting down trees to sell the wood or for grazing land, they grow loofahs and then they sell those. And they're able to grow about 12,000 of these a month. It's a lot of, a lot of loofahs. And most people think these come out of the ocean, but they don't. They actually grow exactly like a cucumber. And the people here skin them and soak them in water, and then they take the pulp out of it, and you end up with this.
If you've ever fantasized about living in a thatched hut, secluded in the jungle, this could be your spot. This private compound, known as Cocos del Paraíso, sits on the shores of the Rio Savegre, or Savage River. It's a self-contained, unhurried paradise.
I believe that this is a great place to come because of the fact that we have a lot of waterfalls around here. We have hiking trails that go to different waterfall areas. You're actually liable to get a glimpse of something very special in this area. Oh, the water feels great.
This is the river Savegre, the class 2 and 3. It has rapids and then pools to it. Right now we're bringing the duckies. They're 2-man kayaks. They're a lot of fun. It's a good challenge. So I'll show you the way, which way to go. If you get stuck, I'll help you out. We give safety in kayaks. We could get faster to the people if anything was to happen. We'll do a lot of maneuvers that you could never do in one of the duckies. The fear is the most problem. You can push yourself so much and then fear kicks in and that will slow you down a little bit. But if you go over that, then you can do some amazing things. It's the nature. I mean, it's so beautiful. Real clean water. It's all jungle. It's being real close with nature and things that human beings cannot build. You have to come and see it. All the trees and the birds, it's incredible.
Some of the most fascinating terrain and villages in Costa Rica can't be reached by car. We saddled up for a journey that would take us across the Rio Savegre into the land of the rural mountain people.
This is a tree fern. This is one of the oldest type plants that we have here in Costa Rica. Dates back to prehistoric times, to the Jurassic period.
people in this village have been living off the land for the last 200 years.
At the tiny one-room schoolhouse, we were amazed to find curious children neatly dressed in uniforms. Our payoff for the long, hot ride was a refreshing dip in the nearby pools and waterfalls.
Heading back, we had a chance to reflect on our journey and the rare and beautiful life that exists beyond the roadways in Costa Rica. The whole ride had been a great discovery, all a part of the adventure to be found at Cocos del Paraíso.
My company is Tropical Bungee, and we have been working in this breed since 4 years ago. If there's no scare, there's no fun. The idea here is to be as scared as you ever been.
You're bungee jumping for the first time, is that right? And how you feel right now?
I'm scared.
Here, adventure seekers can free fall 260 feet.
Where are you from?
Norway,
And what's making you decide to want to bungee?
the rush.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was great. Yeah, adrenaline.
I hear that they're considering making this an Olympic event. What do you think about that idea?
Well, I think it's a nice idea because many people get really afraid of bungee because they don't know what is it. This is not as dangerous as it looks. Something that always helps is to scream. If you want to scream, scream as much as you want.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Let's stand up.
3, 2, 1.
That's the scariest part.
You like it?
Yeah, hanging upside down there for a while.
Is it still as exciting to you as the first time?
Well, the difference is that now I know what I'm doing.
Just a second, what are you going to do now?
Okay, now I'm gonna use the trampoline one side of the bridge. Always I step up here. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And the day that I won't jump anymore.
Right. Then the thrill is gone.
Exactly. If there is no scare, there's no fun.
On the waters of the Reventazón, Olympic kayakers are fine-tuning their skills for the ultimate competition.
What part of Austria are you from?
I'm from the east part of Austria. Paddling here in the cold months of February and March, I think one of the best places of the world, and it's the best place to train and to get whitewater experience for the races.
Okay, what you see is whitewater slalom. It's a kayak class. This is Olympic sport. You try to go fast through the gates, fast as you can. You try not to touch them because each touch costs you 5-second penalties. If you miss the gate, they'll go upside down, you get 50-second penalties, and it's basically over in the race.
Jawohl, kom! Jawohl, alle! 2036. Dort ist jetzt ein Tor, das vorne muss bleiben. Dort, es hat tipptopp, super Winterwasser. Vorne bleiben.
The life here, it's totally different to Switzerland. The people, they are more impulsive, more friendly. It's the warm weather. It's the difference here to Switzerland I like.
A native Costa Rican was also prepping for his big event.
It's very special to have the best kayakers in the world in the same place at the same time, you know. The USA Olympic teams come here, they rent apartments with the families, you know, and live with that families and learn a lot. You know, learn Spanish, we have different cultures together, you know, like, it's awesome.
The Reventa Zone is just one of many challenging rivers here. We were getting fired up for our river rafting adventure.
Tomorrow we do the Paquare.
Oh, it's a beautiful river. Yeah, it is beautiful.
Hang on for a wild whitewater excursion, next on Passport to Adventure.
Hi, my name is Tori. I'll be your guide today with Rios Tropicales. The less you take, the less you lose. The Paquare gives food and shelter to us, but it claims a lot of stuff.
The Paquare is considered the quintessential tropical river, offering some of the best whitewater in the world. Its rugged gorges are densely vegetated and home to jaguars, ocelots, and monkeys. This 18-mile stretch is an exhilarating workout for rafters and guides.
I know, it's just a very healthy environment over here. You can do healthy stuff in the city, but never like this. And get people involved in a team-oriented effort like you guys are doing today. It's not easy, and it's very challenging for all of us every day. And just to let you guys know my country this way, it's fun. It's a new experience for you. It's a new experience for me every day because we got new people all the time. But we're here to have fun and paddle. Let's go forward, you guys. All together. Time you're gonna earn it.
Being ejected from his own raft is humiliating for a guide, so we let Raul give us his account of what just happened.
Yeah, we didn't have power enough, so we went against the rock, we did a high side, and that's it. Happens.
Midway down the river, you'll find the Jungle Lodge and a chance to catch your breath before the home stretch.
I just got done drinking about a gallon of water, river water that is, and it's been a lot of fun. I'd recommend it to everybody.
Here, guests can spend an unforgettable night in the jungle.
It's definitely the type of place if you're coming to look for adventure. It's the best.
A natural skylight complements the tiki hut, where you can have lunch and savor the experience. Was it scary at all for you guys at any point in time?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna flip over.
What was your favorite part of the experience?
Well, when you're just going right into the water and you see it just splashing up, you know you're about to go in, and you don't, which is amazing.
After lunch, you still have the grand finale to look forward to. What's the best part?
About to come.
We have one of the most difficult rapids ahead of us. It's got a lot of dynamics in it. It's called Cimarron, and that's where most of the people fall out on the stretch.
future of Costa Rica's rivers is in jeopardy, and a controversy is now raging. Grassroots organizations have formed to fight the construction of dams which would provide hydroelectric power.
We are working with the power company to look for alternative sources, so energy like geothermic, wind power, solar energy. We have all those here in Costa Rica. In order not to have displaced dams, okay?
Accommodations in Costa Rica run the gamut, from thatched huts to uniquely crafted small hotels. We wrapped up our trip with a visit to Finca Rosa Blanca. This country inn is a tapestry of native woods and materials, reflecting its exotic environment.
Inside the tower is a fantasy master suite, adorned with hand-painted murals. The Finca Rosa Blanca is a great place for the adventure traveler to relax and enjoy views of Costa Rica's volcanoes, cloud forests, and coffee plantations. Eating well in Costa Rica won't cost a fortune. At the Seaside Fiesta at Tulemar, you can sample a local chef's exotic specialties. So what are you making here?
This is red snapper, wrapped in banana leaves with some herbs. Chalupa is a corn tortilla, a layer of beans, a layer of chicken, and an avocado sauce on top.
In the coastal areas, fresh seafood is always on hand, along with the local favorites.
Frijoles con chorizo.
Good. Smells like chili.
Kind of like a chile, a Costa Rican chile, see?
At the Poch Hotel, high above Turrialba and the Rio Reventazón, you can rent a simple bungalow and enjoy another Costa Rican favorite, casado. Casado is a well-balanced family-style meal consisting of rice, beans, fried plantain, squash, tortillas, and beef. Costa Rican food is full of flavor, but not as spicy as you might expect.
Coming up next in Adventures in Travel is our trip to the French Riviera for a vacation in French splendor with your Passport to Adventure hosts, Julie Momstead and Mark Jennings.
Hi, and welcome to Passport to Adventure. I'm Mark Jennings.
And I'm Julie Momstead. The French Riviera thrives on its reputation as an international playground for the rich and famous.
Well, it certainly has its share of ritz and glitz, but if you get off the beaten path, you just might be surprised.
Just a few minutes from the coast, you can jump into a four-wheel drive
and escape the crowds to a completely different landscape. In this episode, we'll also take you to the Camarque, renowned for its wild horses and real-life cowboys. Then head to the Riviera's Provence Alps.
Here in the French Riviera, hang gliding is a very popular sport, and I'm about to find out just how safe it is.
We'll soar through the Calanques near Casis and meet up with hardcore rock climbers in a quest for the summit. Then it's off to the hill towns.
Here, the lifestyle hasn't changed much through time. These hidden villages offer a true taste of what lies beyond the French Riviera and a seldom-seen perspective of the Côte d'Azur. It all happens next on Passport to Adventure. Provence and the Côte d'Azur lie in the southernmost part of France, nestled between Spain and Italy. This region is filled with ostentatious wealth, Yet beyond the mountains of the Riviera, a new discovery awaits.
The ritzy gypsy is from Cannes to Menton. It's right on the coast. 5 miles, you pass the mountain, and then you are with the rural village and people. Total different feeling. 12 to 4, taking a nap. Stores are closed. Don't try to find a pack of cigarettes or anything. There's nothing.
What you will find is an area filled with history, dating back to Roman times, and people living a simple, unhurried life. In the southwestern corner of France, near the Roman town of Arles, lies a region known as the Camarque. This area is famous for its wild horses and livestock, which graze on a marshy natural reserve covering 820 square miles. People from the Camargue have long been thought of as the gypsies of France, living with their horses on the open plain. Each morning in the summer, the horses are brought in from pasture, herded into the stables by a family that has carried on this tradition for generations. Here, everyone lives in harmony with nature.
It's a way to live wild. They live always wild. Here we just ride the stallions. All the females are living all their life in the nature, just for reproduction.
Here, the little cowboys will grow up to compete in the arena with the bulls in annual competitions held throughout the Camargue.
In the arena, we get different type of bullfights. We get Spanish, we get Camarguan. Here you can see the Camarguan bulls.
The Camarguan bulls are smaller and faster than those used in the ring in Spain and are considered local heroes. They'll always live to fight another day. After a hard day's work, the horses return home to the wild.
Traveling west through the region of the Provence Alps, you'll reach the gateway to the Côte d'Azur. Here, the flatlands of the Camargue give way to huge rocky bluffs, the coves of which have provided a safe haven for mariners since the days of the ancient Greeks. The water here is crystal blue and has been an inspiration for artists like Vincent van Gogh and Pablo Picasso.
Now we'd like to share with you one of our favorite spots in the Côte d'Azur.
The little seaport of Casis.
Come on, check it out.
Casis is a fishing village that dates back to the 1300s and now has a funky, casual flavor. It is filled with boutiques and collectibles from around the globe.
Hello.
Just as the seagulls head out to the open water, the major draw in Casis is what lies beyond the harbor walls. Here you can board a boat, which will take you to one of the most famous rock climbing spots in Europe.
Fantastic. We're going to the Calanques?
Voilà, coup de Calanque.
Passing the old walled city, you'll see white limestone cliffs, a classic seascape of the region. From the water, you'll also catch the highest cliff in the Mediterranean, Cap Canaille, which plummets 1,300 feet into the sea.
Heading east along the shoreline, you'll pass some incredible rock formations carved out by the sea some 2 million years ago. Our journey would take us along the Calanques.
What does Calanque mean?
In English, fjord.
These fjords are reminiscent of those found in Norway with towering rock formations. At the end of one Calanque, we could see a climber hanging precariously over the beach. Definitely worth a closer look.
The sport of rock climbing involves highly specialized equipment. Harnesses are worn by both the climber and her belaying partner, and carabiner clips are used to secure the climbing rope. Beatrice is a climbing student. Her instructor would belay her by securing the rope against his harness should she fall. Scouting the line is the first step of the assault on the mountain.
Rubber climbing shoes act as a second skin against the rock. Using the climbing rope as protection and clipping in a carabiner as she ascends, Beatrice moved aggressively up the towering spire.
With her powerful legs providing the vertical thrust, Beatrice fought her way up to the next ledge.
Extending herself in every direction, Beatrice had climbed 2/3 of the way to the top, and now calculated her next move.
Meanwhile, on another rock face, an enthusiastic group was giving the sport a shot for the first time. They were showing no signs of holding back.
The children have 3 days of climbing here in Casis.
Moi j'aime bien redescendre.
They can practice a very good sport in nature. They can use their intellect. It's great. It's complete sport.
Back up on the towering pinnacle, Beatrice was calculating the most dangerous part of the ascent. Rock climbing is both mentally and physically exhausting, and selecting the right line is half the battle. With her belaying partner 200 feet below, Beatrice chalked her hands for a secure grip.
Dancing through the rope with cat-like grace, she clawed her way to the top. A final lunge brought her to the last ledge, and Beatrice had accomplished her goal, climbing the spire that had looked so intimidating just hours before. Rappelling down from the peak, we caught up with Beatrice.
Very good, very good. This gal's amazing. I mean, I could never even think of going up that high.
Le contact avec la paroi, avec la roche, réfléchir,
Voilà.
calme.
The Clonks attract climbers from all over Europe. We met up with a couple of hardcore enthusiasts from Italy's Dolomite Mountains.
I like this because I like climb and I like swimming in this mare in Italian.
È molto selvaggio e il mare è fantastico.
Others are drawn to the Clonks by the scenery.
I think it's beautiful and the water is so clear and clean and you can't find many places like that in France.
Since the Calanques can only be reached by boat or a rigorous hike, they remain one of the hidden gems of the Côte d'Azur.
Venturing further east along France's Côte d'Azur, you'll reach an area where the Romans built aqueducts, dating back to the 6th century.
In this region near Saint-Tropez is the walled city of Ramatuelle. Inside the walls of this 1,000-year-old village, you'll find a laid-back, artsy community with a checkered past. The town's history is fraught with invasion, and for nearly a century was occupied by marauders from northern Africa.
The Moors came over here and they basically took over just about everywhere for a while, not really long time, about 100 years, 90 years. So a lot of it has this real Moorish influence, architecture. Up at the top of here, you find more angular lines. There are also a lot of Portuguese who have settled here.
Jeff is just one of the colorful bohemian characters you'll find hanging out in Ramatuelle. He and his dog Trotsky took us to a couple of their favorite watering holes.
Moi, je suis Suissesse.
What?
The Fariolette restaurant has a character that reflects the town's eclectic feel.
Kind of like a hippie restaurant. It's a little more relaxed than your normal everyday fare.
The Fariolette is run by Alex and her partner Jean-Marc.
What do you want? I speak French? The first time. Okay, encore.
They take great pride in their homemade pasta.
The second time. Okay, deuxième temps. You know the fabrication of the pasta. It's good. It's good, but I don't think it's fresh enough. Fantastic.
After dinner, you can hang out with the locals, or if you're lucky, catch one of Ramatuelle's famous jazz festivals.
The next morning, we whet our appetite for a new discovery, heading further east along the Côte d'Azur to the seaport of Antibes. This chic little enclave was founded by the Greeks in the 5th century BC and is now one of the hot vacation spots in the Mediterranean. Antibes would become our launching point as we headed inland from the coast to the Provence Alps.
Within a matter of miles, the road ascends dramatically to a region filled with pinnacles and waterfalls.
Climbing further into the Alps, we reach the ruins of an old Roman church, circa 1100 AD. At the summit, we found a group of daredevils preparing to launch themselves off a cliff.
I'd say the first sensation standing on the edge there is one of abject fear. As soon as you take off, it's followed by exhilaration. Fantastic sensation of freedom. You can go wherever you want. You've basically got a wing like any other type of glider, which has a shaped profile to create lift once it's moving. You steer it by moving your weight from one side to the other.
These pilots have met with both exhilaration and terror.
Sometimes horrible experiences when I land, and very amazing feelings when you fly.
Julie was preparing to join her guide for a journey into the unknown.
Good luck! I think once I get in the air, I'll relax and enjoy it. The takeoff looks awfully scary to me. Looking down the ramp, it was hard to imagine what miracle would cause us to lift off and float gracefully into the sky.
Anxious to get a full report from the pilot on Julie's performance.
Julie, very good, very good. It's not very heavy, and ran to the start, ran to the landing, no problem. That's a good passenger.
This area is the right place.
Why?
Because it's so unique. It's so different from the areas we have seen before, and it's adventurous. It's just great.
I think it's really a contrast between the Côte d'Azur, where everything is overcrowded, really overcrowded, and here it's so lonely. It's really fantastic.
This is obviously a great thing for a romantic couple like that.
Romantic.
The villages are a full palette of pastel colors.
They are picturesque, they are like painted. The colors, the rosé, the yellow, the white, the colors are different. We have never seen before.
The colors she describes are captured in these high villages like Gourdon. The French call these walled mountaintop hamlets nids d'eagles, or literally translated, eagle's nests. These fortress walls would become a bastion for fighting off invaders. Even the advent of tourism hasn't changed the nature of these nids d'Igals.
They were carrying everything by mule, hands. Technique didn't change. We're still here carrying the food up by hands because there's no access by trucks or any other way than carrying by hand. So this village will stay the way it is.
Just above the hill town of Gourdon is an expansive mountainous region. Here you can hop on a four-wheel drive and discover the rugged backcountry.
In the midst of this vast open land, it's hard to imagine that the crowded Côte d'Azur is just 5 miles away. The region is renowned for its fragrant aroma and is filled with native lavender plants used in making perfume.
To negotiate this terrain, you need a skilled driver and a properly equipped vehicle. Don't try this in your rental car.
The Provence Alps seem to stretch on forever as the range hovers over the coastal region. In all, the area is over 200 kilometers or 120 miles in length. A four-wheel drive excursion is a great way to get an eagle's eye view of this stunning region. Tucked away in a tiny pocket of the Côte d'Azur is Villefranche-sur-Mer, surrounded by a 15th century citadel. This picturesque village is filled with vibrant colors and is a festive spot that offers a great feel of old France.
Villefranche is built around a natural harbor where fishermen still supply the local markets and restaurants. From the waterfront, you can head up to the old village through the Rue Obscure, which winds its way to the heart of this Renaissance town. In the early morning hours, one gets a sense of the unhurried pace in this idyllic seaside village. Just a few miles down the coast, you'll find a completely different scene. After all, you can't leave the Riviera without experiencing a little of the ritz and glitz.
Everything here in the Côte d'Azur is a little bit on the flashy side. This Batmobile is our parasail boat. We're just about to take off in a second.
Parasailing is a great way to get a new perspective on all the action in Cannes.
It's the view of the sea. You're like, it's like Peter Pan. You're flying like Peter Pan with your feet dangling in the air. All you can see is nothing below you. It's really, really fantastic.
Ah, fantastic. The best part was flying over all those boats. What an exhilarating feeling.
There's definitely no shortage of entertainment on the promenade.
In the heart of the Côte d'Azur is the historic village of Ez, perched on a mountaintop 1,400 feet above the sea.
4,000 years of history behind us. We had people from Italy, people from Egyptian, we have Phoenician people, more people, we had Roman here. The French, the Italian fight over this village for many years. The conception of the village as a fortress has been here and will still here. So definitely that's what attracts the people here. We believe on the products from here. Anything you eat, they are local. You had fish that we fish in the Mediterranean Sea, herbs from Provence from here, and that's what we believe on because this is what the flavor and what this country is about. It's the Provence.
For all the Passport to Adventure team, thanks for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you from another corner of the globe.
European air transportation provided by Sky Tours. America's discount ticket outlet for over 20 years.